Hello again. Well, people are all talking about the previous Secretary of Defense, Robert Gates, and the new book that he wrote. You know, I've got a question that people sort of need to think about. They say that whoever becomes president becomes commander-in-chief. Now, what's interesting about that concept is that in the case of the usurper, we know from his background he was an attorney that I believe lost his license for whatever reason. And we also know that he was a community organizer. So here's someone that has absolutely zero military experience, and he becomes commander-in-chief, telling the generals that have spent their entire lives in the military, graduated from West Point and other academies, he tells them what they should or shouldn't do. How insane is that? Would you sit in an airplane with Obama at the controls? I mean, he has no knowledge, no training, no experience. He has none as commander-in-chief either. Now, what Gates' book, I think, highlights is that Obama was more concerned about don't tell and bringing homosexuals into the military than about trying to win a war in Afghanistan. What they went ahead and did is they imposed unbelievable restrictions on our military, which resulted and still does result in the deaths, maiming, crippling, and wounding of our soldiers. When you go ahead and you start a conflict or you're involved in a conflict, you can't dictate rules of engagement. The people that make up these rules are clueless. I already did a video on that this morning, so I'm not going to repeat myself in that particular aspect. I think it's totally insane that any president becomes commander-in-chief when they have zero understanding of how the military functions. Zero. Now, in Bush's case, he was a trained fighter pilot. In his father's case, he was in the military. He was also a fighter pilot. But to take someone that has zero understanding of the military, of tactics, and to make them commander-in-chief and to allow them to dictate and not listen to the generals on the ground is insane. It's completely insane. Obama is proud of the fact that he got America out of Iraq. Iraq is disintegrating. It's going right back to what it was before. Obama's going to take our military out of Afghanistan. The same thing's going to happen in Afghanistan. So all those lives that were lost for no reason. Absolutely no reason. You know, I talked about the movie that I saw, Lone Survivor, and how those men died because they were afraid to do what they should have done to complete their mission. What ended up happening? 3 out of the 4 died. A helicopter with a complete squadron, or I don't know how many were in a helicopter, they all died. And the madman that they were charged to kill went about still killing. It's crazy, folks. It's totally crazy. It doesn't make any sense. But none of it makes any sense anymore. None of it makes any sense. It's nuts. I don't see this thing ending in a good way for anyone. We've got a radical, extremist, Muslim, Arab communist in the Oval Office. And he is hell-bent on destroying the American way of life. You think not? Open your bloody eyes.